Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It's time for the semifinal matchup. Myrmidons up against Team Illusion, who both upset their respectively significantly higher seeded teams in the overall standing. Myrmidons were able to take out Six Sigma, Team Illusion able to take out Spicy Waffles. So we're going to watch both these guys after the double upsets that they were able to provide to the overall EU Challenger Cup today. Up against each other. Well, unfortunately, one of them will not be making it through to the finals, but I'm hoping that, I don't know what actually went on in those other games, so I'm hoping it was like some crazy stuff. We're actually a tiny little bit behind picks and bans. The first pick is actually through, and we're going to throw that up on screen right now. I'll fill the bans in just after the fact. I was wondering if crazy stuff went on, and we have a first pick Hades. Not something I would have expected, if I'm going to be honest.
Talking about crazy stuff, first pick Hades. The bans are pretty standard for Europe. You know, there's a lot more Ymir play on this side of the world. On my side of the world, there's a lot more Ares play. So Ymir's been making a bit of a comeback of late. But perfectly left up is Athena, and Sylvanus is on the board as well. They can opt to go for whichever one they want, but the guys on the side of the Team Illusion, they opt to go for the Athena.
Yeah, Athena will be a very strong global pick. Support, jungle potentially, solo lane potentially. A couple people played it mid lane. I think it was Kiki So Cheeky, and I think the Bushi even pulled it out up in the SPL. So she can go pretty much anywhere. I admittedly don't know if we'll see an AD carry Athena. Reach, I don't think cuts it as a ranged attack necessarily. It's passive, it's active after abilities. It just doesn't really contribute much for lane clear in a duo lane type situation. So Agni picked up, very safe mid lane pickup, good wave clear, good sustained damage throughout most of the game, AoE damage as well, has that stun, has a decent escape with the Path of Flames, so that should work out reasonably well. And, safe pick, there's really no hard counters. Poseidon has a decent matchup against him, but it'll perform even reasonably well against him. Just don't Path of Flames into the Whirlpool, and you'll generally be alright.
Look at the bans coming through from the side of the Myrmidons as well. They banned out Neith and they banned out Ymir, right? Mm-hmm. This sets up to run a duo lane of Xbalanque Ares absolutely perfectly. Ares can roam around, he isn't, they've got the Athena already on board, so they know that it's not a gab. Athena they can run an Ares into quite comfortably. That's a really, really good matchup for an Ares.
Yeah. Nemesis getting picked up right now by Team Illusion. It's actually a pretty nice pickup against that Hades. Typically you think Nemesis, works really well against Jean-Kui. Well, guess what? Hades, his ultimate gives him extra protections when he's standing there waving his arms around the air, doing his Pillar of Agni. There's an Agni in this game as well. It's going to make the casting these fights very, very interesting, because apparently yesterday I was not enunciating the Agni quite well enough, and I sounded like I was saying Pillar of Agni. It's close, I guess, same difference. They both cause pain and death. One's like dark, fiery whirlpool of doom. One's burning, painful fire. They both cause death. Isn't that similar and close enough? I don't know.
They're on opposite sides of the table too. But we did see Resu. I'm pretty sure we saw Resu playing the Agni earlier in the day as well. Mm-hmm. And he was just roaming around putting a lot of pressure down, and that's exactly what you expect from an Agni. He's able to rain tons of damage down, put out CC with the best of them, and it sets up. And it also sets up nicely for a Nemesis jungle. It means that they don't have to pick somebody up that has CC in the jungle, like a Hunbat, so they can immediately ban that one out if they were a little bit threatened by it.
Yep, Rama getting picked up. Hyper carry status over there for Team Illusion. Still a few more on the boards. They could answer back. Well, they previously answered back, preemptively answered back with that Xbalanque pickup, so they have that locked in. Will they go for the double hunter? They locked in a Janus for that mid lane answer to the Poseidon.
But the ban from onto Apollo kind of sets up for not running double hunter.
Well, that's happening.
Surely.
Haven't seen much Kali play in a long, long time.
Surely not. It is! Wow! Okay.
Hades, Kali, Ares, this is all sorts of weird.
Maybe this is what happened for the Myrmidons last game.
Definitely a possibility. I mean, it's an unusual team composition. Ullr wasn't quite locked in yet. That is still in fact a hover. We'll see if that gets locked in. It's double hunter meta right now. Would be too surprised to see that actually finalized, but nevertheless, unusual picks can sometimes be that little bit of an extra boost that your team needs to kind of get through against a team who's otherwise a little bit better than you are. Not saying necessarily that they're better, I can't even say if they faced off against each other, so it's not just a case of, they got lucky with their team compositions. Part of being a high-level team, part of playing at a pro level, is being able to adapt to these team compositions. Look back to Smite World Championships. Game 1 was a stomp. Game 2 was a stomp. Game 2 and 3, suddenly Ares gets pulled out, and it's a stomp 2 games in a row in the opposite direction. Sometimes it's having that little bit extra, pulling out that pocket of that ace in the hole strategy to get yourself that victory in a game you need it in. That said, I'm not familiar with the players. Kali, Hades could just be what these players play all the time. It could just be standard fare. It could not be, it's not a trick, not a game. It's like, I like Kali. I make Kali work. Some players just, unusual picks, they make them work.
And to back you up on that side as well, look at the guys that are now on that Cloud9 roster. In the final game of the World Championships, they ban out Ares.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the entire problem that was dealing with their composition too well from Titan. They just banned it away from them. Oh look, the problem that we are having is now off the table. That's just smart drafting. Game 4, they're like, okay, we only need to win one more, maybe we can deal with it last game. Let's not risk it. That's just smart drafting, and that's what it takes. Adaptability to the games that you play. Don't forget as well, these two teams have played each other, I'm sure, in the past. Myrmidons and Team Illusion would play each other in solo queue, they'd play each other in other Challenger Cup tournaments, they'd play each other in just European tournaments in general. Mm-hmm. So they're going to know each other. They're going to know these bans and whatnot. That's probably why you're seeing a Ymir ban on the table. That's probably also why you're seeing a Hunbat's ban on the table. These sorts of things are targeted towards each other because they know each other so well.
Yep, well, it's definitely a possibility. I recognize names on both these teams. I know Team Illusion has been together for a long, long time. It's great to see these guys making their way through all the way to the semifinals of the Challenger Cup. We'll see if they can make it through to the finals. That's in Myrmidons. I recognize a bunch of names on that team as well. With some unusual picks, we'll see if they can make that one work against Team Illusion and find themselves up in the finals after this one. It's a best-of-1 series, guys, so it all comes down to this game that's coming up here in just a minute. So stick around, enjoy the music. We'll be back here in just a few. Alright guys, hello and welcome back. Myrmidons against Team Illusion in the semifinal matchup for week 4 of the European Challenger Cup. Myrmidons right out of the gate looking for this early game invade. Ares, Kali, portals from Janus, all the other, Hades with the fear. It's some nasty early game pressure from these guys. They're unfortunately for them not going to find anybody, however. I want to see how this roster is going to work out for these guys. They have a late game team comp. Kali, Ares, Xbalanque need a decent bit of farm to actually start getting online. The other side of things, Team Illusion, Nemesis is pretty effective early on. Agni pretty effective early on. The Hunters, about the 15-minute mark when that heart sequence completed, start doing a decent bit of damage. So it's kind of early mid-game / we're not exactly going to fall off the face of the earth late game comp from Team Illusion to Myrmidons. If you can beat us before we get online, you'll be okay, but if we get online, you're probably screwed. Composition.
I'm interested to see how well Resu can do on the Agni, because I feel like a lot of this coming from Team Illusion is using the Agni to get themselves online and snowball through that mid-game. We talked about the double hunter compositions several times of late, because that's a large proportion of what we're seeing. But it requires that solid mid laner. You can't do double hunter with a Scylla. It just doesn't work. You can't do double hunter with... I don't know, something else that's, super late game. You've got something, you got to have something in that mid lane that's able to hold everything in line until they can get their items online.
Yeah, for sure. We actually saw back, I think it was week 2, we actually saw a Scylla double hunter composition, and it basically came down to a 10-minute long Gold Fury dance, at which point Scylla just basically stood around using the Sentinel for vision occasionally, and one hunter got the left lane farm, one got the mid lane farm. It basically came down to, the hunters are more important, we're going to delay your farm, delay your game, because their hunters are going to do more damage anyway. We'll get you farmed up a little bit later on, rely on you for that burst setup on the back of the monsters and the crushes and all that. The mid laners really come down, they're kind of the backbone of the team in an extent these days. It's more setup-wise, however, not necessarily we're just going to burst you down from 100% health to 0% health these days. You gotta see a little bit of a surge in these kind of utility builds as well, not necessarily just straight up, I'm going to build do more and do damage, but you're still seeing that a fair bit as well.
Left-hand side back camp's going to be taken away by Myrmidons straight up. Illusion didn't even grab those at the moment. Nemesis finally. Sums has just rotated over from that solo lane as well. So that's something to keep in the back of the mind. They've got a little bit of bonus XP in the back pocket, right? Now they're going to get a stun and look for Resu. That was the focus from them.
Up on the dual lane, a little bit of poke going back and forth as well. Dart is locking down Zada with the shackles, and then the Searing Flush as well for some damage. They were able to answer back a decent bit. He took both hits from that shield wall. So far across the map, not too much aggression coming out from any of these guys. No real kill potential from anyone at this particular moment. but we're just about that point in the game. Ultimates are about to come online, and that could be a game changer often.
Ooh, chains landing on towards Kirko. Down comes the Rising Jaguar forward. They're going to get the taunt on towards Jermaine, but Zada's going to be the one that takes the poke. And this is the Ares that's able to put down damage, and it's opening up Jermaine to use that Rising Jaguar aggressively.
It can be risky. That said, if the taunt is already down for Zada, there's really nothing that'll keep him locked down in the middle of a fight, so you can use it aggressively without too much risk. Here comes Shock and Smash with that Kali, looking to possibly leap over the wall. Is not spotted out right now. If they don't make this too obvious, the stun does connect on the both of them. Zada getting locked down, not able to preempt the strike because of that cripple. Shock and Smash on that Kali will be picking up that first blood kill. You don't necessarily want that to happen. You probably don't want that to happen flat out.
That's crazy. They've got a huge early advantage, and that's the ability that Ares has as well. He can put down those kills. That's the setup. Look at how often they were going forward with one chain and going, right, Searing Flesh, we're going to put a lot of poke down, and they were looking for a lot of early aggression on that left-hand side. That's just the ability. They wanted to pick up that early pressure, and they got it.
Time's going through that wall. Very aggressive. You might have to paying for this one with his life. His Path of Flames comes down. Portal from the through space and time gets him out safely. Now Dart is looking to give chase with Shock and Smash coming on as well.
Down goes the known escape from Dades. They're looking for any grab they can find. They're going to get Zada and Samza. Samza's living with a sliver of help at this point. He's still looking to run away.
Destruction coming out for that AoE damage from long range Shock and Smash, putting that to good effect for the damage. Don't see that too often, but it did its job and got the kill. That's 2 at the 3-minute 45-second mark for that Kali. I think the bright side for Team Illusion is neither one of those targets have been her mark.
Whoa,
that would have been extra
gold
and yeah, it would be disgusting. Ichval getting looked at right now. Mid lane timed a little spot of trouble. Zada picks up that kill as Dart is going to throw down some shackles. Team Illusion on the board right now. Nobody nearby to capitalize on the bork that Dart has just put into Resu and Zada. So right now, Myrmidons, they need to make sure that those guys are getting along as quick as possible, and they're off to a good start on that. But Team Illusion, maybe it just, we haven't played Kali in a while. We're not used to Kali. If they can get to the point where they're, adapting to this, it's like, hey, we have to make sure we're killing her, making sure that, we're aware of the fact that she's going to get that destruction, be unkillable for a few seconds. You have to kind of readjust yourself to playing against a god you haven't really seen at competitive levels in a long while.
Yeah, that's something that's weird to play against, right? You've got this new god that you knew at one point, that somebody was playing at one point. She's now been backed off and she's re-picked up in the meta. She can do a lot of pain, she's unkillable for a few seconds, and she can heal a significant portion of her health bar if she kills that important target that she's looking to focus down, right? That's something that you're unsure of what her damage is like, just because you're unsure of where she's at in the current meta. Double Hunters, well, how does that fit in with the Kali on the board?
Well, their day could go quite wrong later on. All she has to do is wait for their leaps to be down, and or rolling salt in case of Rama. As soon as that happens, they can go for the pull. Dart is in the middle of 3 with no escape coming on out. We'll find a pull into 2 through space and time. Shotguns both for damage. Samsa falls to Kali again. That is not good. Resu in the back falls. Second one to Jermaine. That's an extra 5 physical power over to him. Team Illusion, Myrmidons are coming out of the gate strong, and they found a kill. It was a 1 for 2 in that engagement, but that looked like a really over-aggressive initiation, and it worked out well in the end for Myrmidons.
Yeah, deep into the opposition jungle, deep in and around their red buff, looking for the back camps, that sort of area. That's somewhere that you just kind of not sure about being, but they've got the ward coverage up. Look at the wards on the map on the left-hand side of the map so far. Myrmidons are significantly ahead, and let's take a look at the in-game stat count for those wards placed so far. It's 4 coming out from Resu. Then look at the wards coming through from the rest of the team. 6 wards online for both teams, but Janus and Ares significantly contributing to that.
Oh yeah, without doubt. Right side as well. Hades giving Caspu on that Ullr a bit of a run for his money. You see the health bar is a little bit worse for the wear. He does have that heart suit, which means no sustain in lane, where Hades, you apply some blight stacks and use an ability, and suddenly healing everywhere for both yourself and your minions. So mid-harpy spawning immediately. Myrmidon's in position for the left-hand side. Kali sitting by those right side cams and waiting to pick those up. Next back to base. She has enough gold to finish off that Xbalanque. It's no more wait for that, you have to wait for the big huge chunk of, what is it, 3280 something like gold for that kin size. It's 1700 gold. And you're fighting these 80 carries, these physical damage gods. Putting a 60 physical power discrepancy between the two of you. And let's say your Kali, even if you lose the fight, you then have destruction, and you can just look to kill somebody outright. It gets disgusting. You have the stun, the crowd control, the takedown to chase someone down, or nimble strike, excuse me, to leap after them. It's a heal on it as well. Shock and Smash 301. Ichival is online. Just got that much more deadly.
Yeah, and consider as well that, you know, Double Hunter, every time they lose a bit of power to the Ichival coming through from the Kali,
Right side,
that's...
Kazpu in a lot of troubles. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Lemagao, I guess. Let me go, almost? I don't know. Nevertheless, Kazpu, Pillar of Agni, coming out, doing good work. Didn't quite find it. Tower shots deterred Hades from chasing that kill any further. Rotation coming out left side of the jungle right now. Myrmidons looking to group up. Possibly it's in that gold freeze. Just saw a ping come out on it.
Wow, that's going to be an early attempt to go. Well, not really. That's kind of, they're looking for kills. They've got an idea that there's a ward down at least there for Myrmidons. They're just going to play around. They've got Shock and Smash. He's into this exact same spot as they were before, but I don't think they're going to be caught out about this one this time around. But then again, there's no ward to know that exactly where Shock and Smash is.
Gonna drop one. Yeah, maybe not drop one down. He's going to find Zad in the jungle, preempt the strike. If you can get in front of that and stop the charge from actually being effective, could look for the kill and not be able to find it. He's now out of position, caught out between three. Nimble strike over the wall, trying to get out free and clear from this one as Ram goes up.
Yeah, down comes that no escape to come through from Dada's. Beads are online for everyone. At this stage, Kali's able to just keep spinning around. She's able to live through this a little bit longer. Dada's to grab a double kill at this point in the fight. Dings continuing to go Myrmidon's way with a double kill.
Yeah, and with that, you can see Hades rotating over from that solo lane. It's going to give Ullr a little bit of time to free farm and push a little bit more, but the Gold Fury is being started up by these guys. They have to know, if not suspect, this is occurring right now. There's nobody nearby who can realistically try for the steal. Resu could drop a couple bombs down the middle. People will take a lot of damage, but the kill potential is not really there. They could look to then follow up with that, with a kill onto him. So play it safe. You know what? We lost the Gold Fury. We lost the fight beforehand. We need to look to stabilize and get, stop the bleed afterwards, because if we try and stop the Gold Fury right now, we're just going to give them more experience and gold on the back of them getting more kills.
Yeah, it's largely off the fact that Zato was dead. They were able to pick him up, which means that the Hog 3, it wasn't even online. Team Illusion knew they couldn't contest. They didn't even bother. Smart play, at least not giving up too much more. You mentioned that. Yeah, just a good job in general. The focus for Team Illusion now, they need to make sure that Kazpu continues to stack up, gets online, gets to his RC, because he's having his tower beat on by what you expect from a Hades.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, they need to find a way to stop Shock and Smash right now. It'll be a big shutdown bonus in the near future. It's probably sitting up around 500 gold right now. Another kill or two will put that shutdown bonus around the 750 gold mark, which will be a nice boost of gold for whoever gets that kill. At the same time, Shock and Smash is going to be very hard to kill. It's Kali. She has the heal and the nimble strike. She has the destruction with a heal attached to it. If she gets her marked in the middle of a fight and you didn't kill her beforehand, the fight's much over because you can't stop her at that point.
Yeah, now goes down the no escape one towards Samsa. Defender of Olympus was called in. They're looking for some damage to find it down. They're going to get Shock and Smash low, but he might be looking for that heal. He'll live through Kazpu with the snipe, and then finally the disengage, but look at the backside.
Yep, Kazpu being chased over the wall once more by Mogao. Is he going to find the Pillar of Agni? Glory Brown already down. Time's going to clean up that kill. Yeah, okay, they lost Kali. It's a little bit of a disadvantage with that shutdown bonus. But look at the gold graph, look at the experience graph. Overall, still a slight little boost up towards the team, towards the Myrmidon side of the graph, excuse me. So, overall, 1 for 2. Little victory to go into those guys. We still don't know exactly who is the mark. I'm suspecting Ullr at this point, because I believe he's the only one. He did die once. I don't know. It might be Ram. I don't know. I'm not sure who the mark is quite yet.
Ullr just died just then, but it was only to Hades and
it would have.
Athena.
I believe it still resets when the mark dies on their own. They'll reset over to somebody else. So.
Okay.
She always has one available. I forget what happens to the DS side. I think it just kind of sits in the limbo until the
has to be
person
Ram.
spawns. It has to be Ram. And as someone who can pretty easily chase someone down, lock somebody down, and with the Adventurer's Blade Online, it is the Adventure Blade, not the Wing Blade Online. The icon's the same. It gets confusing. No slow immunity yet. But once that's actually completed, it'll be more health to avoid some of the damage coming in from these. It's an unusual build, but I get what the purpose is on it. There's a lot of slows on the side of Team Illusion. They don't want to have to deal with it. A slow from Nemesis, slows from Ram means Kali can't stay in range. It's kind of like, I'd love to attack you, but I can't get close to you to actually do it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can stay on top of Kirko as the fight's going, because Kirko's still got that ultimate. He's got the Astro Barrage to get away from the Kali. It's a delayed sort of thing, and if the mark is still sitting on towards Kirko, they can actually really utilize this to stop it. But on the right hand side of the map, they've got onto Kazpu.
Yep, we're gonna leap over the wall. Shock and Smash looking for this kill. The stun. The daggers will miss. but is able to get in melee range nevertheless and find the kill on that. This isn't looking too good right now. Kali is very much being a force to be reckoned with, and these aren't even necessarily team fights quite yet. These are just kind of we're picking people off and looking to follow up on fights going forward. So they have to look to try and lock Shock and Smash down. It's going to be rough to do so. It basically comes down to a taunt from Zada or Resu finding a stun with the the noxious fumes. Incense is off of Kali, of course. It's in the game, at least. Left side, looking for the dive. Jermaine's going to find that kill with Rising Jaguar. Looking for some damage on Kirko as well. Taking up the tower is Dardes in the backside of this fight. Kirko's up in the air, but he's going to arrive down to 3 more guys. Probably not getting this one alive.
Oh, he's actually going to manage to at least trade himself out for Dardes and pick up 1, so that's all they can grab off the back of that one, but it's still not Shock and Smash, still not a huge shutdown. But it'll have to do. It's all they can really find, and continuing to get picked off. The Team Illusion lineup, they've got to find something soon. They've got Double Hunter, so they will get online, but if they keep losing turrets like this, they're looking for more.
It's going to be a tier 2. That's 500 gold to tier 1, 1,500 more with a tier 2 about to drop. Jermaine taking a lot of damage with Divine Judgment coming in from Nemesis as well. He's just basically free and clear to get out from this one as well. Tyne, Shock, and Smash really can't chase those guys down. They'll just portal through walls. Rising Jaguar, back off cooldown. Jermaine will leap away to safety. Mid lane, the Soul Lander's rotating on over. A little change of scenery for those guys. They'll go ahead and do a little poke, a little bit of damage back and forth as Mogao kind of heads back towards the jungle. Damage with spawning. But the Gold Fury is coming back up here in just a moment. That's going to be really the next point of contention. If Myrmidons can secure that, they'll be sitting up above a 10,000 gold lead. The Team Illusion need to look to mount a defense right there. Unless things kind of start going really, really badly for them. Things aren't looking good as it is.
It's hard to mount a 10k gold lead fence at this point in time because it's only a 30k gold game at the moment. Zada's going to get locked down and caught up. He's at least going to get the taunt off and he's surrendering. He knows that he's dead at that point. Yeah. And next another kill over in Jermaine's pocket. He's 3-0-6 Xbalanque.
Yeah, it could be worse. It could be a 6-0-3, in which case his passive would be fully stacked. So a little bit of a glimmer of hope maybe for Team Illusion. Gold Fury will drop. Gold now sitting at about 9,000 gold in the lead for the Myrmidons. The big thing is, though, that experience graph is at pretty much the same exact point. And looking at level to level, you can see it's starting to really make a difference across the board. 2 levels for the most part. Support 4 levels behind for Zada on that Athena. She has that sovereignty, so she's not going to exactly be a non-factor in the fights, but still, she's going to be fairly squishy compared to the Ares, who has pretty much the same items at this point in time.
In lane though, the siege and the pushes continue. They're going to grab the taunt down on towards Shock and Smash. Nemesis ultimate dropped, but he's got his own ultimate. He's going to continue to stay alive through that one, and that was a fair amount burned. And Lemago, he's going to come in on the backside. He's going to find Kazpoo, but he can't find the damage.
Yep, Moga on the side of this fight. 1v2, boxing this one out, not really caring in the world. He's Hades, he's tanky through space and time, through the wall. The mark is on Samza. He's going to use that Swift Vengeance to escape that, however. So no kill potential for Shock and Smash on that, because let's face it, he's not even anywhere near that at the moment back in base. Tyne's going to portal through the wall. Now Dardes and Mogao caught between 4 members. No escape coming out as Tynes comes back around the wall, looking for the pull, looking for the damage. Mogao going forward, Pillar of Agni coming out, catching 2. Resu is probably dead to rights. No way to get out of that one. Athena, preemptive strike, escapes safely, but is about to fall. Jermaine and Tynes clean that kill up. That was 2 for nothing. Fire Giant is up on the map. Look who's heading straight. I don't know if that's Myrmidons looking for the second and big objective on the map. Biggest on the map for that matter. And with nobody really nearby to stop them right now, they might get this one for free on the back of those couple kills.
Bunch of kills, a little bit of turret pressure, everything going in the right direction. Currently, Team Illusion, they're behind by 11.5k gold. That's getting very close to the gold lead, but down comes the Fire Giant contest. It's a little bit too little too late. They're going to find Tynes. What else can they find? Defender of Olympus is on towards Kirko. He did tumble forward. What can they find on the back of this one?
They're going to find that kill into Kazpoo. Jermaine picks that one up. That passive getting more and more stacked as now Darda is getting locked down into this fight. They're trying to find answers wherever they can, but the numbers are no longer in their favor. Rolling assault from Kirko to run away as Shock and Smash giving chase, trying to find that first mark kill of the game. Not quite yet. Can they lock down Kirko? Is going to go up in the air, try and buy himself time for rolling assault, but you can see him positioning to just kill him immediately as soon as he gets back down on the ground.
Oh, they're going to miss the chains though, so that means there's a little bit of time to try and finally clean him off. Jermaine's going to get the kill, and Shock and Smash is looking for 2. He's 1 on 2 at this point in time. The focus was Resu, now it's on towards Zada. Zada's going to preemptive strike out of there. Darkest of Nights is coming through. They want to kill them off, but there's no ability to chase and dive them at 13k gold lead. Almost. This game is getting so close to being over. Do Team Illusion, do they have the composition to get back into this game?
I touched on it earlier. It's a bit of an early mid-game type composition, just where they're based around. The Hunters late game will shred people apart. The problem is going to be just getting them to that point. You have the Executioner, you have the Heartseeker online as well. They're doing a decent bit of damage, but there's no crit online yet, and that's really when Hunters really start to shred people apart. Look at the Myrmidons team composition. They have the Hunter-Killer lineup. The Hades is going to be rough to kill. If he gets in range of somebody once their escapes are down, they're going to take a lot of damage from his ultimate. Kazru left side, deciding he's not getting out of that one. Beads were down. He's not getting away. May as well just stand here. Shock and Smash, Kali, another good hunter killer. They have the composition to shut down those hunters if they were to get online anyway. Team Illusion is trying to stay alive to that point. They could make stuff happen, but they need to get there first.
And they're not going to have the time to get there. They're already down to just one tower left standing on the map, and it's about to fall. From this point, it's on the Phoenixes. If they lose Phoenixes, the Phoenixes aren't really a defensible point for them either. There's not a lot to stop them from shredding through these Phoenixes.
No, I mean, you have the Xbalanque ready. Jermaine has the Executioner online. This physical power, attack speed, Xval as well for the the physical power boost and the extra attack speed. He has flat pen as well. Yeah, so physical penetration and benefiting from that to shred through the Phoenixes just that much more quickly. A little bit of indecision coming out of which Phoenix we can go to exactly, but more likely than not, they're going to get one, if not both, on the back of this one as well. Team Illusion, they might be thinking of making a defense at the Titan, but it could be risky.
Well, down goes the Asper Mirage. They're looking for something. Zada's already lost his life. Who's going to be next? It's going to be no one. Team Illusion managed to back off of that one, but now they're 2 Phoenixes down.
Yep, and the Titan is exposed. 3 Space and Time comes in and hits someone. Rescue will fall in the back of that one. Titan is being aggressed right now. Shock and Smash saying, I'm low on health, guys. I don't want to tank this one up. Pull stamps it out from the fountain. He'll get back safely, but now it comes down to, can they just wait around this Phoenix, or right around the Titan for that matter, for minions to approach and remove that backdoor protection? Will they go for that other Phoenix? Perhaps, but for now at least, there's no farm minions yet. They're making their way down these lanes, and in just a couple moments, with respawn time still sitting fairly long on the Team Illusion side of the board, they may not have much time left in this game.
May not is a little bit of an understatement. Serenovo goes out as Kazpoo just gets pooped on underneath that Phoenix. Well, they needed him to stay alive because without him, there's no real major damage source. They're just about to come back up for Team Illusion just in time to watch their Titans start to get attacked down to death, but oh, the double hunter composition doesn't manage to come online this time.
No, not looking like it. Titan down to half health. Jermaine finds the kill on the Sams. They're trying to mount a defense and get the Titan up, but they're just focusing it down right now. Team Illusion not really even bothering to defend at the end of that one. The writing was kind of on the wall. Myrmidons, with that early aggression, Shock and Smash out of the jungle with that Kali, only fell once the entire game, pretty much leading the team to victory, sitting was 3-0-3 early on, all participating in pretty much every kill this game overall. So Myrmidons at least showing why they deserve that early game victory. Another early game victory. Words are hard. Showing that they deserve to be in semifinals. Team Illusion had a rough time dealing with it. Just they couldn't shut down Shock and Smash, and once he got going, got that interval online, there was really no stopping him. I can't even say it was a fault that they couldn't get that composition going. It wasn't like they lost in picks and bans or anything. They just had no answer to that Shock and Smash Kali.
Yeah, no way. Look at the setups they had on that left-hand side of the maps from the start. It was just all swinging in the favor of the guys from the Myrmidons. There was nothing that their opposition could do.
Yep, so rough goal for those guys. It will be the Myrmidons moving on to the semifinals. We're in the semifinals, Landon. Moving on to the finals of Week 4 of the European Challenger Cup. I need a snack and a break, which is fortunate because the other final talk. I'm done. We're in the semifinals. We're moving on to the finals. After the other semifinal finishes up, depending on the state of that game currently, we may be jumping on over into that one. I will have a snack and hopefully be able to actually use my words to communicate with people using the English language. And hopefully going forward, I will stop tripping over myself and falling flat on my face repeatedly when I try and talk. I think that was mostly English. Now my co-casters are going to leave me hanging, make me sound silly and foolish.
Okay, yeah. You're foolish. Absolutely. I agree. Foolish. Yeah, you do that English language.
It's hard. It's like the math. It's very difficult. Nevertheless, guys, that's going to wrap up this particular semifinal game. Like I said, we're going to check on the other semifinal and see exactly what's going on with that one. They may have just finished up. The bracket may not be updated. It's Moonman facing off against Ullr Fishers over in that one. We might be back with that. We might be back with the finals in a couple minutes. Either way, stick around, enjoy the music. We'll see you guys in just a few.